Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to today's Friday Reflections on this, the 16th of September 2022. I hope you are well, wherever you're tuning into this from. In the UK, we are still mourning the loss of Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, and adjusting to having a new king and seeing where everything will be like. And I know in Pakistan, the country has been flooded quite substantially. So if there's anything which you can do, if you can make some donation or some support to any legitimate charities like the Muslim Minaj Welfare Foundation or the Disasters Emergency Committee, then please do so, because people in Pakistan at this time really need our support. Today, I would like to read from this book, Liberating the Soul, a guide for spiritual growth, volume 3. And I'm going to read Restraining Our Egos from Their Desires, which is on page 78. These are Sohbet, they're spiritual talks of Mawlana Shaykh Nazim Adil al-Haqqani that were written down. Most of them delivered during the 1980s and maybe a few from the 90s. Inama yuwafa sabiruna ajruhum bighayri hisab. Indeed, the patient will be given their reward without reckoning. 39:10. We are in need of patience, everyone. Yes, the most important thing is to be patient during this life. Allah Almighty gives to Shakirin, the people who are thankful for His favors, unnumbered rewards. But for the Sabirin people, who can be patient, the angels put down their pens. They are unable to write the amount of reward, and Allah Almighty Himself writes and gives rewards for those people who are patient. Now, there are 3 kinds of patience. First, this world is not a place for being in pleasure always. So many times, it is a very heavy burden. This life, and you must be patient. There may be illness. Every kind of trouble may come on people. It is outside our wills. We're not able to take it away. By itself, it comes upon us. Therefore, you must be patient. Because everything in this life is within limits. And even if you are not patient, that trouble will never go away until its time is finished. Nothing continues. There must be a limit for pleasure or for sadness, for troubles, for every kind of a thing. And Allah Almighty gives rewards to those who are patient. And second, we must be patient for worshipping, to make wudu, to do ghusl. That's the washing before our prayers. For fasting or for pilgrimage. For all of them, we are in need to be patient, because without patience, you can't do them. Your nafs, your ego, never likes them. And you are forcing yourself to pray, to make wudu, to get up for night prayers, to do midday prayers, and for fasting, and for Hajj, pilgrimage. We're also in need to be patient, because our nafs Our ego never likes them. More than for the first one, Allah Almighty rewards His servants because they are praying and worshipping. And the third thing that is important for being patient is that you must keep your ego from prohibited actions, because your ego rushes to them. Most important of the three is to be patient when your nafs, your ego, rushes towards its desires and you put on reins to control it. Indeed, the nafs, the lower self or ego, is a persistent enjoiner of evil. That's in the Quran, Surah 12:53. No doubt that our ego always orders us the worst things, not only ordering bad, but worse and worst. And if you do not keep its orders, it gets very angry with you. Therefore, most people are afraid of their ego, of their nafs. So it should not be angry with them. They look after their nafs very well, excellently. And the Prophet ﷺ said, "O my companions, do you know someone who, if you respect him and give him everything, in the face of your favors and respects to him, he puts you down, and on the contrary, if you put him down, he gives you too much respect?" The companions were very surprised, asking, "What kind of a fellow is that? We respect him and he puts us down, but if we put him down, then he gives too much respect to us. What kind of a fellow or friend is that?" And the Prophet ﷺ responded, "That is your nafs, your ego. The more you give it respect, the more it puts you down, the more you are able to be strict with it, the more respectful to you, saying, 'Oh my Lord, as you like.' As long as you say to it, 'Oh my Lord, as you like,' it puts you down." We are respecting our egos too much and saying, "As you like," and we are working for their refreshment and happiness and pleasure. If for one day we would do for our Lord as we are doing for our nafs, we would be able to fly without wings. We would be able to blink with our eyes and then open them in Mecca, or like this, open them in America. But the whole day, the whole night, we are only thinking about how we can make our ego pleased, how we can give pleasure to our nafs. Is it not true? Who says that it is not like that? So I normally break it up a bit, but that was just so nice to read and flows so well. So here, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim is highlighting the importance of being thankful for the blessings of Allah in the first paragraph. And the people who are thankful for Allah's favors, they get many rewards, they get many blessings. But the people who are patient, the angels put down their pens. They don't know how much Allah will reward them. So the patient people actually get countless reward, even more than people who are thankful. And we know people who are thankful get a great deal of reward and blessings, both in this world and in the hereafter. And Mawlana Shaykh Nazim here was saying there's three types of patience. And we get different kinds of things happen in life, obviously. You know, some things we can get very heavy burdens put upon our shoulders. And it's our responsibility, we have to carry them. I mean, even you look at the moment, I mean, a lot of people think the royal family are privileged and stuff, but you look at His Majesty King Charles III. He's had this immense responsibility put on his shoulders to carry 15 nations, to lead them. Okay, there's some privilege that comes with that, but it's a pretty awesome responsibility that he's been given. Or when, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim, when he passed away, and this awesome responsibility to lead a tariqah of millions of people was put on the shoulders of Shaykh Muhammad Adil, who, alhamdulillah, has discharged them amazingly well. May Allah bless him and bless his father. But it's an immense responsibility. Millions of people coming to you for guidance, millions of people coming to you for support. And you can only do what you can, and you have to be patient with that. And then Mawlana Shaykh Nazim was talking about the difficulties when it comes to worship, when it comes to making wudu or ghusl, the washes before we pray, to make sure we're clean. Actually approaching prayer and performing the Salam. And any kind of religious ritual like this, anything that we do that's good and holy, our nafs, that voice inside of us that just likes to enjoy, it cries and it screams out loudly. It does not like it. Have you ever noticed how if you're very tired, you might be able to do something which is not good for you spiritually? And yet, if you want to pray, it's easy. I mean, if you want to do the bad thing, it's easy, but if you want to pray, it's difficult. Or if you want to do some of the blessed activity, you really have to struggle with the nafs on these things. It does not like it. That's what Shaykh Nazim is highlighting here. And so the third thing that's important for being patient is you must keep your ego away from the prohibited things, because your ego rushes towards them. How true is that? Our ego always rushes towards things which are bad for it, but never towards things that are good for it or which are its responsibilities. It's a perpetual problem. And Shaykh Nazim continues and said, you must not give that chance to your nafs, but we do give it. Therefore, we are in need to be patient when our nafs rushes towards its desires. It is impossible to keep yourself patient if you do not think of your Lord's pleasure. Nafs is the one which is against the Lord. If it is against your Lord, how can it be with you? And it is the most difficult patience that we can practice to stop the nafs desires. We have in every religion, and particularly in Islam, methods by which we are able to keep our egos from their desires, to make them under our control. But it needs patience. We are taking some power a little bit from fasting, but it's not enough during Ramadan only. After Ramadan, also we must practice keeping our nafs far away from its desires. On some days, for controlling our nafs, our ego, we may fast, but not fasting from eating and drinking. You may fast with your eyes. Some days you may fast with your tongue. Some days you may fast with your hands. Some days you may fast with your feet. If you can't do it the whole day, you may do it for some hours, even for 1 hour. You may say for 1 hour, I'm going to fast with my eyes, with my tongue, with my hands, with my feet. And most important also, to be able to fast through your thoughts, not allowing any false thoughts to come into your head. Every tariqah, all 41 tariqahs, are teaching their followers to finally make control of their hearts through their thoughts. If your heart is not clean from bad thoughts, it is impossible for the power and light of real faith to enter into your heart. And I think about that important point. If your heart is not clean from bad thoughts, it is impossible for the power and light of real faith to enter into your heart. How many of us are clear from bad thoughts? Very important point. You must know how your heart is going to be clean. If at any time a bad or false thought comes into your heart, it means you are not guarding the doors of your heart. You are not controlling it. Shaitan is always looking around to find a way to enter your heart. When he enters, he puts bad thoughts into your heart, and those bad thoughts become bad intentions, and bad intentions go through your veins. When they go through your veins, then your eyes start to look, and your hands want to touch, and your feet wants to run after prohibited things. Therefore, it is impossible for someone to claim that his heart is all right if he does. If he does, I'm asking, you never think bad thoughts? So if someone claims that their heart is all right and they have a good heart, Mawlana Shaykh Nazim used to ask them, you never think bad thoughts? Of course, everybody does. There's no single person alive that hasn't had this at some point. They never come to your heart when you go outside, when you're not in the mosque. Outside, yes. If he's able to say no, then I'm asking, you are telling the truth or lying? And Allah knows who is true and who is the liar. And whoever tells the lie, la ilaha illallah. Subhanallah. And Allah knows who is true and who is a liar, and whoever tells a lie, Allah curses liars. Once a Grand Sheikh, Abdul Khalik Gujwani, may Allah bless him, ordered a murid of his to keep his thoughts under control. If anything comes to his heart of this world, this life's pleasures, he was to make wusul, complete washing. And that Grand Sheikh also said the same about thoughts concerning akhirah, the hereafter. He meant to say that if a person thinks about rewards for his worshipping, such as I'm fasting and I'm expecting a reward from Allah Almighty because I fasted, or I'm praying and I expected the rewards of paradise because I'm worshipping, that thought is falsehood. How many people say this now? You know, they want a house in paradise because they lent some money for the building of a mosque or something. And it's like, sure, there's hadith to back up these ideas, but we should give it for the sake of Allah and not be just saying, yes, I'm going to get this and worrying about what we're going to get, because that's also, it's just like a business transaction. You know, are you doing that just for business, or are you doing that because you love Allah? Genuine faith comes from the love of Allah. So Shaykh Nazim here says, it's false. If a person thinks about rewards for worshipping, such as I'm fasting and I'm expecting rewards from Allah Almighty because I fasted. And this is also why I encourage a lot of brothers and sisters, especially new Muslims, but also, you know, younger Muslims from traditional backgrounds who might not be so well versed with Islam. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, because something you do that's simple and easy and you do it consistently, there's more blessings, there's more barakah in that than doing fancy stuff and pushing yourself to the limit to do fancy stuff which you can't continue with. Better to do something simple every day or every week. Excuse me. Even if it's a small thing. You must not expect a reward from Allah Almighty for your worshipping, because firstly, it is not suitable to be presented to the divine presence at worshipping. You must not look at it as something good to be present to Allah Almighty's divine presence. Rather, you must be ashamed. What are we doing? As He ordered us, we are praying. Then what is the reason the Prophet ﷺ advised to make istighfar, to ask forgiveness after praying, ordering that when you finish salah, prayers must say, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Ya Rabbana, Ya Rabbi, Warham, Wa Anta Khairul Rahimin. I seek your forgiveness, I seek your forgiveness, O our Lord, O my Lord, forgive and have mercy. You are the best of the merciful. Because you must be ashamed of that prayer. It is not suitable to represent it to Allah Almighty. Then how can you say that you are proud of your worshipping or your praying and ask for reward? Instead, you must be ashamed. You must say, oh my Lord, is it not suitable for you? Once a good-hearted person came to pray. After the others had come to the masjid, he was the last one coming and praying at the door. He was afraid and said to himself, if people look at me, they may beat me and throw me out as a person not necessarily to come to this masjid, saying, go away. He saw himself as the last one, as the dirtiest one, as the most false one. So he was the last to enter the Jamaat and the first one to quickly run away. That is a very good characteristic. Humbleness, and it is correct. Everyone must look at himself in such a way in order to be humble. If Allah Almighty did not cover our bad actions, it would be difficult for anyone to walk in the streets. But Allah Almighty covers with His mercy our bad deeds. And in the orders of tariqahs, if anyone asks a reward for praying and worshipping, that is a bad thought. He must take it away and renew his wudu because of that bad thought. We are praying and fasting only because He ordered it, and because that it is that one, and because He is that one who we must worship and who is to be worshipped, that one. As Rabia al-Adawiyah, may Allah bless her, said, oh my Lord, I am not praying to you for the sake of paradise. I am not praying to you for the fear of your fire, but you are the one who must be praised, must be worshipped. You are the Lord. Even if you had not ordered this, still we would have to worship you, because you are the one who must be worshipped and praised and glorified. That murid of Gujdavani, may Allah bless him and forgive that murid and ourselves with him. So many thoughts came to that murid, one after the other, thoughts about dunya, about this life. And he had been ordered to make a new ghusl each time. That day, he couldn't find time to pray 5 times because of ghusl washing. That is an important practice to take away bad thoughts. They do not go quickly. Shaitan does not go quickly or easily, never. You can stop him from this side and he comes from the other side, saying, come with me, come with me. With me you can find pleasure. And our ego says that also. Our ego is too much pleased with Shaitan, running after him. Allah gives us a chance every Ramadan, but we are losing it after Ramadan. Up until the end, We're trying to make a control, but each day we are only guarding our stomachs and our thoughts. Our thoughts are more difficult. We are not even guarding our eyes or our tongues or our feet. Thoughts are more important than that, because thoughts are thrown into your heart. If you do not control your heart, thoughts are thrown into it. There is a kind of fly which goes on meat, a black fly. Your country is too improved. You don't see it here. But our country, we have too many. If you need some, we may send them to you for exhibiting. Mawlana Shaykh Nazim talking about these flies. You can make money, too much money, if exhibiting. That kind of a fly goes on flesh in the butchery, quickly putting its eggs there, and quickly they grow. After a week with no fridge, they multiply too much. Multimillionaire. That opens the way. Like this, if a person is heedless of his heart, quickly shaitan puts eggs there. While you are turning from this side to that side, those eggs, bad thoughts eggs, open and become intentions. Thoughts are thrown into your heart like the eggs of shaitan. Then satanic instructions open. And if you do not control your thoughts first, for intentions, it is impossible. You must run after them by looking, by speaking, by running. Yes, that is terrible. Intention is the connection with your thoughts. SubhanAllah. And it's very thought-provoking, right? If you're not careful, then bad thoughts will multiply in your heart like the eggs that the flies lay in meat. And you have too many evil intention maggots wiggling inside. Eesh. In airports, there is very strict control of people, so that useless people do not come into the country, making it bad. Yes, the English government keeps security saying, that person is no good, we don't accept him. But our hearts are open, and everything comes and goes, doesn't matter, like a pub. In a pub is any person forbidden. Everyone goes, comes, goes, comes, puts money, drinking, going. And on your heart, no control? There is no control on your heart. Shaitan throws false thoughts and bad intentions. And then endless troubles and problems come. And you say, how can we solve it? No solution. If we do not look after our hearts, this world's, this life's complexities are never going to be solved. No solution. You must clean yourself from bad thoughts. You must look after your heart. People always are looking outward, even Muslim people. The Muslim world also have been cheated by external things. They are neglecting their hearts, saying no function for the heart. Islam is only outward things. Tashawwur, wudu, ghusl, praying. And praying for half an hour like this, or half an hour like that. That is not praying. You must pray with your heart. It is not to show you that you are so long in praying. Instead, you must pray with your heart. Allah Almighty looks at your heart and says, my servant is praying now, but his heart is with whom? And when your heart is with your Lord Almighty in Salah, that is real prayer. You understand, may Allah forgive us. We are in need. Yeah. Once a scholar came to a sheikh. He had heard that he was a great grand sheikh and came to visit him. When he arrived, that sheikh was the imam in the Maghrib prayer. And the scholar, that alim, prayed behind him, and he heard him reciting incorrectly with too many mistakes. Then he said to himself, oh, I must pray alone. It's no good to pray with that person. He prayed, and then he was at the end of his prayer and in need of going out to repeat his wudu. When he went out, suddenly a lion rushed out and attacked him, and he ran. Oh! And the sheikh was looking. Go. I am saying you must not disturb my guest. Go away, the sheikh said. And the big lion ran away. That alim was very surprised, saying, oh, my lord, how can it be? Oh, my brother, the grand sheikh said, you are trying to make your outward appearance perfect, ornamented. Therefore, you are afraid of the lion. But we are trying to make our hearts perfect with our Lord, and that lion is afraid of ourselves. You understand? May Allah forgive us. We need to listen too much so that perhaps some good thoughts may be in our hearts, opening during this holy month. That is our hope from the Lord. I hope you found that interesting discussion on the ego and patience. And it's not easy. No one's pretending it's easy. But sure, these issues of our egos, of our nafs, they are the biggest issues, and they manifest in all sorts of ways. Sometimes they manifest as very worldly things. Sometimes they even manifest as religious purity. I am a better Muslim than these guys. Oh my gosh, look at them. Just like that alim who was praying behind the sheikh. And the alim was like, oh my gosh, this sheikh is making far too many mistakes. How can I pray behind him? Yeah, that sheikh was the one who saved him from the lion. The sheikh he thought was a no good sheikh. Why? Because his recitation wasn't perfect. Well, if you're not an Arab, it's difficult. But that sheikh had been focusing on purification of the heart, whereas the alim was focused on outward beautification and making himself look good. I see it too often. Many Muslims, they put a lot of emphasis on looking good. And we all do to some extent. But there's the normal amount that most people will do, even quite humble people will do, and then there's extravagance. And extravagance does not benefit anybody. May Allah guide us, grant that we may be people who understand this balance and are people of blessing, people of humility, people who are blessed. Thank you for joining us today for these Friday Reflections. If you're in the UK, have a very good evening. And wherever you are in the world, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of God be with you all.